Hey, what's up everyone? In this video we are going to unbox and review the Eswap Pro Controller from Thrustmaster. I've also got my hands on the Eswap yellow color pack for this video. To take a closer look on how the interchangeable modules work, I'd like to welcome y'all to Technology. Let's start with the comfort. This controller really fits the hand well. Personally, I would like to have a slightly larger controller, but guessing that these controls are based on the average hand size, I think that most of the people will have a perfect fit. The comfort also depends on the interchangeable modules. The controller comes with grips that have some texture, which enhance the grip on the controller. The ones I've got in the yellow package are, for example, smoother. Some will like this, others won't, and that's one of the amazing features of this controller. It can be changed to the preferences of the user. In terms of comfort, it's a great controller. Its build quality is excellent and the buttons are very nice to press, kinda like a mechanical keyboard. This controller cannot be charged, because it doesn't contain any batteries. I personally think this is a missed opportunity. I get it, pro gamers want as little latency as possible, but does it really matter that much? Especially on a console, where the most online games run on a maximum of 60 FPS. It does come with a very robust cable though, which also stabilizes itself with brackets on the controller. Another point that I would have preferred to see differently is the USB cable. Instead of a micro USB cable, I prefer a USB-C cable. This mainly because all of my devices are currently using USB-C, and I don't like having different cables all over the place. What we often see in Pro controllers is the customization software, which allows to customize buttons to your own liking. But what stands out the most on this controller isn't the software. This controller has got something unique to it, and that are the interchangeable modules. These make it possible to customize the controller not only via the software, but also with the hardware. Which brings a couple of nice options. In my case, I got to test the yellow color pack. This pack contains, for example, hollow and convex joysticks, and shoulder buttons which are more extended than the original ones. Not everything is changeable though. The changeable parts are the grips, joysticks, D-pad and the L2 and R2 shoulder buttons. Fortunately, changing the modules is very easy. Thrustmaster supplies a small tool to loosen the shoulder buttons and the D-pad, which is more difficult to detach by hand. The package also contains a bag, which is also nice, considering this controller made for pro gamers. A bag can come in handy when you, for example, go to a tournament. You could carry your controller with you. I personally would prefer a case like the one which Nikon gives in the box of their pro controllers. The controller can of course be used for single player games, but the motion sensors of the original DualShock 4 controller are unfortunately not inside of this controller, so keep this in mind when purchasing this controller. Some games rely on this feature, with the most recent example being Last of Us Part 2. The controllers also got no speakers built in. One thing which is also worth mentioning is the microphone mute button on the bottom of the controller, which can come in handy when playing online. In addition to the physical adjustments, the controller is fully configurable. Via the software, you can adjust things such as when a trigger picks up your input. It is also possible to remap the buttons. For example, if you play Call of Duty Warzone and you need the triangle button a lot, it is difficult to reach this button. You could remap the button to the X button, or even better, you could remap the button to the one of the 4 buttons located underneath the controller. The nice thing about the software is that it is possible to create multiple profiles. Thinking of the example with the Call of Duty Warzone, you don't want the triangle button to be swapped with the X button for every game, for example of course. It seems logical to me that in racing games you make more use of the shoulder buttons and, for example, want the R2 button to be fully pressed at the lightest touch. I just mentioned something, but the possibilities are endless here. A number of other module packs are available. Unfortunately, I couldn't get my hands on every one of them, but one stood out for me. That's the fighting package. This one contains modules made for fighting games. What I was really curious about is how the controller works when changing the modules. Can we do it on the go? Can we play with a triple joystick configuration? Here we are going to test this out. So first of all, I tried playing GTA with multiple joysticks. This works on the go. So the joystick modules do not differ from each other. The only difference is where you plug it in. When the joystick module is plugged in one of the 2 left ports, it will function as the movement or left joystick. When plugged into the right one, it will function as the right joystick. I thought maybe we could use the joystick as a D-pad when plugging in 2 on the left side. But this wasn't the case. This time both joysticks will be used for movement. I can't imagine any scenario where this will come in handy. The same as when using 2 D-pads. The right one will not replace the right joystick, mostly used in games for camera movement. It will still have the functionality of the D-pad. So, should you buy this controller? The price can be very high, to be honest, but this is a relative aspect. If you are a gamer who plays a lot of competitive games, this controller is worth the buck for sure. But for a single player gamer, I don't really see the added value of this controller. However, this controller really feels nice in the hand and the overall comfort is really great. So then again, it's your money, and if you want a comfortable and customizable controller, just buy it. If it makes you happy, then it will always be worth to spend an extra couple of dollars. I really enjoyed making these videos and I hope you did watching it too. I'll see you on the next one. Peace.